Well. So my video not agreeing with a Jewish man flying a Union Jack with an Israeli one on the inside, going up to strangers in the street, telling them that he will never pass away and that they take the lives of children. Me not agreeing with that video has ruffled a lot of people. A lot of people are quick to accuse me of certain things and say certain things that just completely deviated from reality and what I was trying to do. So I'm going to do this one follow-up video. I won't be addressing it any further. I'm going to try and do this to the best of my capacity to clear things up. I'm not going to constantly defend myself from accusations and attacks for an opinion. It's your freedom to have yours. It's my freedom to have mine. I got called some new things. A lefty and far left. Never in my almost 24 years on this planet have I ever been called far left or lefty. If you knew anything about me, I voted twice in 2 British general elections, and I campaigned in both elections. I made sure that I, handed out leaflets, spoke to people in the street. I was berated for it because I'm in an area that is kind of left-leaning on the outskirts of a city with green and red strongholds. I literally have a live stream on my channel interviewing my local Reform UK candidate, and I campaigned for the Conservatives in 2019 when it was Boris Johnson to push Brexit through. So if being pro-Brexit, voting for Boris Johnson's party and then Nigel Farage's party makes me far left, then I'm a flamingo. It's a strange one. But I will go through some comments now, and I will calmly respond to them. The time as it stands is 11 a.m. on the 27th of February 2025, and this will be my only follow-up video and my only clarification for my prior video. So here's the first one. Enjoying the cancer lefty with a Muslim icon, whatever that is, the moon and the star. I don't support Islamism, and I'm not left-wing. So that's number one. What does it matter the name of these Islamists is? Hamas or ISIS. These are the same people who are constantly taking lives in the UK and Europe, and it doesn't matter to them if you are Christian, Jewish, or want Sharia law. I agree with you. Oh, how disconnected you are from reality. If me agreeing with you makes me disconnected from reality, this is quite an oxymoron comment. And then you get some odd comments like that. I'm not gonna support attacks to anyone on any side. But I don't support Islamism, and I don't support Talmudic Zionism. I've reported the video and will encourage other conservatives to do the same. You've already outed yourself. A real conservative would be pro-free speech, whether you like the speech or not. I haven't committed any offense in this video. I may have offended people for having an opinion, but again, this is an oxymoron comment. I'll continue reading the rest. You clearly have an issue of multiculturalism, and you're only interested in seeing Palestine flags. I don't like Palestine flags. I don't want to see Palestine flags. I made it very obvious in that video that I only want to see in England St. George's crosses and Union Jacks. I know that my profile picture does have the stars of the Star Spangled Banner on it, but that's mainly because this channel focuses on commentating now on the West, Europe, UK, America. So it was a nice blend. And at the time I made that photo, I was in North Dakota, working in the United States of America. And I support America and what they stand for. But I don't have a Star Spangled Banner in my room. Above me is a St. George's Cross and 2 Union Jacks. Behind me, hung up, is a St. George's Cross and a Union Jack. You won't find a Palestinian or an Israeli flag in my room, and you won't see me cheering on an Israeli flag or a Palestinian flag out and about my area. I don't support either being flown, because my focus is on England and the UK. I'm English, I live in the UK. I don't support proxy wars, whether it be Ukraine. I don't support funding foreign conflicts and sending billions and billions to random countries. I don't do it because That's a conservative ideology. It's something I believe in. It's something I've always stood for, and I'll stand by now. This man is obviously a British man of Jewish faith. Okay. He does have a British accent, like I said. I said I couldn't tell you if he was British or not, because you could easily be born in another country and sound different. I was born here, and my accent isn't talking like that, like people in my city, like that. And I've got a blend of some of my words sound really European, some sound really American, because I've worked in America. I have a lot of Eastern European friends in Estonia, and I'm studying the Russian language. So some of my words don't sound fully English, but I am an Englishman too. So again, some people couldn't tell where I was from. I've been on building sites, and people have been asking me where I'm from. I was born in England. Accents don't define a nationality or where you were born. You are defending physical violence over speech. No, I'm not. The people that ran up to the man, I should have said it in the video, and I'll take full responsibility for that. I should have said it in the video. The people running up to him, trying to pull the flags away from him and attacking him whilst he defended himself, I don't support that. I did cut it off because on YouTube, if I were to show that, I would get flagged, demonetized. I don't support that. The people ran up to him and attacked him. You don't do that. If someone has freedom of speech, you don't attack them in the street, and you don't falsely report them or try to get others to falsely mass report them because you dislike what they say. So be a lion. Yeah, unlucky, mate. I do agree with you that even if the speech is antagonizing, that's not against the law, like physically assaulting someone. I agree with you on the last part. You are a weirdo. Cheers. Your problems are not with Israel, princess. Your problem is clearly with radical Islamists. Marxism preys on the weak of minded character. You are an idiot, comrade. I'm not a Marxist. Karl Marx was a lazy man who actually just leeched off of rich friends and pushed an ideology that has taken the lives of millions of people, and it will never work. I'm not a socialist. I'm not a communist. But I could easily, very, very easily, be like some of the comments here and say, if you're attacking Karl Marx, you're anti-Semitic. Did you know Karl Marx was Jewish? It's besides the point. But these are the kind of weak arguments these people are pushing towards me and are saying. Karl Marx is buried in London. He was a Jew and he made a horrible ideology. The fact he's Jewish has nothing to do with his harmful ideology. But this is the mindset that I'm receiving. I would never give it out because it doesn't make any sense. If you didn't know Karl Marx was Jewish, you've learned something today. Every day is a school day. I hope someday Britain will be free again. I agree with you. This channel, he hates Jews. Your country is going to Islam, yo fool. Thinking British Christians are not going to be targeted. Of course they are. So it's a lot of accusations for things I don't stand for. Because I didn't like what this man was doing, and because I stand by the morals of the same people that are saying this. So they claim to say, we don't want any flags, but UK and the flag of your nation. But like I said in the video, the second there's an Israel flag, that moral and that ideology just dissipates from these people's heads. I stand by it. So you're telling me I'm the opposite of what I'm saying and what I believe in. You're gross, my dude. Getting bent out of shape because he's fighting back against Islamist, singular. Which, by the way, has turned Britain into a joke. Broken English. Just say you don't like Israel, fight in your fight and you're seething because he loves both Britain and Israel. He can love what he wants, you know. Does that make you so mad? No. Using the Union Jack as a prop made me mad. It did make me angry. I don't dislike the fella. He's clearly getting clicks and all the power to him. Is that not what everyone is trying to do when they post on social media? Get some notoriety, get some clicks, get some money in. Why do we tolerate our national flag? If that doesn't sound effed up to you, you are effed up. It has nothing to do with what I said. I never said I don't like the Union Jack. Quite frankly, that's a silly comment. Israel is not my national flag, and it was not the flag of the land he was protesting in. British should be for the British only. Finally, a right-wing commentator who does not suck up to either side. I appreciate that one. You're young and naive. That's what comes with youth. When you mature and you have experienced the world, you're going to look back on this video and cringe. What was I thinking? This man with the Union Jack is protecting your country, more importantly, your culture. I saw him start in fights with random strangers, accusing them of things they had no part in. I don't support Islamism. If they were Islamists, that's not good. They shouldn't be in Britain. But I saw it more I was more pessimistic about it than optimistic, such as other people. But that wasn't such a disrespectful comment. Psychotic episode. Of course Brits are the last one to catch up. So Islam, not Hamas, not terrorist organizations, but Islam. Public, clerics, politicians all declared a war on the West. Slow subversion will accelerate. Israel/Jews will live forever despite you bully National Socialists. That's what he means. Okay. Go away, young man. Your views are naive and stupid. Okay. Very ironic comment. Bro, isn't that you? This was funny. Because, curly hair and that. That was funny. I gave that one a heart. This kid is the true Lionheart. We need more people like him and less like you. Well, I'm here. He's here. If we all were the same, life would be a bit boring, hey? But I can tell you now, if that's what you want in the street, starting fights with random people, all the power to you. It's not the way I swing. What the hell you mean? You are the best example of being the kafir, and you are liable to meet your maker. I'm not sure if that's just saying that Islamists want to take me out or it's a threat. I don't really take it as a threat. But Goyim, kafir, same thing. Both religions, Islam and Talmudic Judaism. And I use the word Talmudic because a lot of people seem to believe that Jews are the Old Testament and then modern day Judaism. It's the Old Testament, the Talmud, whereas Christianity is the Old Testament, goes down to the New Testament, that's Christianity. So where Judaism and Christianity split nowadays is Judaism follows the Talmud and Christianity follows the New Testament. I'm a Christian and I researched this stuff. A Goyim is a non-Jew. A kafir is a non-Muslim. Same stuff, different word. Never knew a double-sided flag meant one side is hiding when clearly you see both flags. You have a problem with this one man, but not your own Brits standing with Hamas protesters. Yes, I do. I don't support Hamas protests. I think that's very, very dangerous. I don't support Palestinian flags for the same reason I don't support Israeli flags. A lot of people are very kind of one or the other. It's not black and white, certain situations. And I've learned that as I've grown up. It's not black and white. And I say that in terms of the saying, nothing to do with any sort of colour. Because I know how people are twisting it here. I got to double down on everything I say. It's quite depressing and sad. People are happy to twist things for their narrative. But I can tell you now, it's not Israel or Palestine end all be all. I simply don't want any involvement. I don't want to wave Palestinian flags. I don't want to wave Israeli flags. And I don't take a side in this conflict. I don't. We have enough problems here. I'll focus on my problems here for now. Thank you. 380 views in 19 hours, almost 25k subs. Shows how dog-ass year taking content really is. Well, this is my best performing video after my return the past week or so. I've had many hiatuses. This channel is almost, I believe it's 9 years old now. And I've had 3 aliases on it. It started off as a Counter-Strike gaming channel when I was 15. Then it was True Crime. I've had lots of breaks, and now it's Divided Kingdom, and I focus on this because it's something I enjoy and I want to do, and I've never really fully stayed consistent with it. So I know that this channel is underperforming because I've left it for so long and I've changed it up so much. So I'm not going to attack him for that because he's partly true about that. I hearted this one because I do agree with it. Long live the Jews. I love peaceful, good Muslims. If you're peaceful and you are abiding by British values, what's the problem? You know what I'm saying? But again, there's extremes on both sides. So Jews and Muslims, whatever, man. Islamists and Talmudic Zionists, I personally don't support it as much as I support a Jew and a Muslim. Given how the Islamists are slowly invading our country, try saying anything about Islam, you'll get a hurl of abuse about Islamophobia, he meant. I watched a vid the other day of 3 Muslim men in Britain not being happy that us white women are not obeying Sharia law. They want Sharia law in this country, which is bad. Sharia law should never belong in Britain. Learn the history of Israel. I've tried to. It's not all dandelions and sunshine and lollipops, you know. They try to make peace with the Palestinians. The Islamists still attack them. They've called for the extermination of the entire Jewish state. Only 2 or 3 days ago it was revealed that Hamas did that to 2 little babies. Well, the father of those children is on video saying that they passed away from an airstrike. So it really depends on who you believe. Again, I don't know the full situation. I'm not going to make comments, but there's two sides to every story in that regard. If the father of these children and the husband of that lady is saying that they passed away from an airstrike sent by Israel, perhaps look at the video he made. I don't believe it's AI. I don't believe it's propaganda. I don't believe he's been held hostage himself. So it's important to look at these things and not to just take things verbatim, you know. These are the sort of people our government are letting stay in our country, which I don't agree with. I voted reform last election. Men from Gaza who have these radical beliefs. Look at what's happening around the world. The Egyptians won't let them in. Nor will Jordan. Trump's trying to make Jordan take them in, but Jordan don't want them because they have chaos on their streets. Budapest has very strict immigration laws. Yes, because they lived under Islamic rule for a long time. Poland won't let them in. Denmark are deporting them. Even in other Middle Eastern countries, they take the lives of other Muslims who apparently aren't from the same faction of Islamism. Yeah, Shia, Sunni. I see it all the time in Britain. They say that Shia are kafir, all this stuff. And what is Keir doing? He's allowing them into Britain, and not only allowing them, but using our money to pay for them, which I disagree with. I don't like Keir Starmer. Even the ones that have committed serious S-crimes on women and girls are not being deported. Yeah, and it's disgusting. Maybe this Jewish guy doesn't want them in Britain because he knows exactly what's going to happen if we let them in. This is very true. See, that comment, this is like one of the few comments that disagreed with me, that actually was respectful, and gave another side that I can fully sympathize with. I can sympathize with this point of view. And is this not the beauty of the world? Different points of view in discussion. Have you not seen the endless Palestine protests? Idiotic hypocrisy. I never endorsed Palestine or the protests for Palestine or Hamas. Nice one. We promote this when we are concerned about the safety of Western democratic Israeli values. Western and democratic values I stand with, yeah. So the issue is him having two flags. In your pic you have half USA and British flag. How is that different? Because I'm not going up to people with an American flag in America with, say, well, even better, let's say an Iraqi flag. I'm not going around America with a Star-Spangled Banner on my back and an Iraqi flag underneath, going up to random Americans saying, you started the Iraq War. It wasn't them. It was George Bush. And we'll end on a whopper. Here's the big A word. Mate, maybe you are just a bit anti-Semitic. What the hell's a Talmudic Zionist? A Zionist that follows the Talmud and not the Old Testament. And the bit about Jesus and Mary, not very relevant. It's in the Talmud. And I simply said it as a passive comment. I'm not going to make a video on the Talmud. I'm not going to delve too deep into this. It's not my fight or my beliefs. So I don't need to delve into it for anyone. But there are parts of the Talmud where if you are a Christian, it's not very nice. And there are a lot of Christians that are attacked and persecuted in Israel. If you truly want to bring up that point. Again, I won't delve into it. I'm not going to make a video on it. This is going to be my only video discussing this stuff. But the Talmud is not a very nice book if you're a Christian. That much I can tell you. For your information, Jews fly the flags of countries they are in the UK, Australia and the US because Jews support their countries. And this does not contradict supporting Israel or having family and friends there, which is often the case. Understandable. Jews are obligated to pray for the crown where they are, to support the country in which they reside and respect the law. This is just Jewish law and the reason that UK Jews regularly pray for the king, and it's part of service. And anyway, you don't know about this man is Israeli, although you assume that. You only know that he's Jewish. My guess would be he's British and very patriotic of that. Jews in the UK should be proud of being British Jews and should be proud of the country that was very accepting and tolerant of them. I fully agree. On that last part, I fully agree. The thing is, guys, look, people were very quick to say, you're far left, you support Palestine, you support Hamas. I'm none of those things. I never stood for any of those things. I never said any of those things. Attack, deflect, deny. It doesn't work when I can respond calmly and tell you how I'm feeling. Now, this here should be kind of like a middle ground and a clarification. It's not me attacking any of these comments. Even the ones that were disrespectful and said stuff. I'm not going to attack back. You have your opinion, I have mine. But don't falsely label me or falsely accuse me of things that I am not. Because I will defend myself calmly and surely. I'm very careful with the words I say. And I make sure I know what I'm talking about before I talk about it. Because I spent too many years of my younger life not doing that. It stays with you. the people leaving these comments, I think maybe it was a quick assumption that I'm something I'm not. I'm not a Marxist. I'm not pro-Hamas. I'm not pro-Palestine. I'm not pro-Palestinian flags. And I'm not a lefty. So, quite frankly, this is all I really need to say in response. I'm sure that all the comments that are coming from this video that seems to be popping off somehow, maybe someone shared a link in the group because all these people came at once. I'm not sure if YouTube's finally pushing my things out because I'm being consistent this week for the first time ever. It is what it is. One of the comments said that, you know, I respect good Muslims and good Jews. Yes, as you should. And I think that comment is pretty much a good highlight to end on.